Russia and Ukraine are all set to hold delegation-level talks in Istanbul just after the devastating Ukrainian drone attack that crippled Russia's aerial assets, mainly bombers. Well, experts believe that Ukraine's massive attack on Russian air assets can cast a shadow over the crucial Istanbul talks. The Russian delegation, led by Putin's advisor Vladimir Medinsky, arrived in Istanbul on Sunday evening for the second round of peace talks. This is after a day of uncertainty over whether or not Ukraine would even attend such talks. President Vladimir Zelensky has said that his defense minister, Rustem Umerov, will sit down with Russian officials in today's talks. According to news agency TASS, the Russian delegation was unaffected by the events unfolding in the background and was in quote-unquote working mood. Well, previously, Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky approved the composition of Ukraine's delegation for the talks with Russia in Istanbul, expanding it to 14 members. Whereas the first round of negotiations involved 12 delegates. The Ukrainian delegation has also arrived in Istanbul. The second set of negotiations is scheduled at 1 p.m. local time at the Siragan Palace in Istanbul, which is an Ottoman imperial house on the banks of the Bosphorus that is now a luxury 5-star hotel. Russia has said it will be presenting a memorandum of its peace terms, having resisted pressure by Ukraine to send its demands in advance. Well, urged on by US President Donald Trump, Moscow and Kiev have opened direct negotiations for the first time since the early weeks of Russia's invasion. But the two are yet to make any significant progress towards an elusive agreement. The two key figures who will be spearheading the high-stakes peace talks are Rustem Umerov and Vladimir Medinsky. Rustem Umerov was appointed Ukrainian Minister of Defense on September 6, 2023. He and his family relocated to Crimea, Ukraine, their native soil, when he was 9 years old. From 2004 to 2019, he held various managerial positions in technology and investment companies operating within high technology and infrastructure sectors. Whereas Putin's advisor, Vladimir Medinsky, graduated from the Moscow State Institute of International Relations with a degree in international journalism. He was senior lecturer as well as a professor and served as former culture minister and deputy of the State Duma. Meanwhile, a senior CBS news correspondent has said that White House was not aware of Ukraine's plan to conduct a large-scale drone attack on the Russian military aircraft. You also know that earlier there were reports quoting Ukrainian officials that Kiev notified the Trump administration of the attack in advance. Now, on the other hand, Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov and his US counterpart Marco Rubio spoke on the telephone line and discussed the new round of peace talks with Ukraine. According to Russian media, the two diplomats exchanged their points of view on several initiatives aimed at political solution to the Ukraine crisis. Well, in particular, the resumption of direct negotiations between Russia and Ukraine in Istanbul on June 2nd.